Hello, my friends. Welcome to our fourth episode of whatever Healy Exhibition Analyze 1 and 2 app extravaganza. Just come and hang out, have fun, receive a scan and an analysis, and check out the use of the Healy in working with the quantum field. So it's the 11th of October right now. The frequency of today, I looked it up, is a Jack of clubs and a 7 of spades. Jacks are artists. So clubs being the suit of thought, knowledge, and communication. So we're all going to be looking at our information and being creative with it. Let's see what we can co-create with the universe today. We'll start with a little introduction of what's Healy. What's the Analyze app? It's called the Blue Dot app because there's another app that you can use with Healy with the microcurrents, and it has a pink dot on it. So pink dot, blue dot, but this blue dot works with the infinite quantum field, the information realm. We have 3 different modules: the aura, the coach, and the resonance. We'll get into what those are. And then we will talk a bit about why we are here, why we're showing up today. I have with me Miss Elisabeth and Miss Kate. And who knows, maybe other people will show up today, stop by. I really trust that people receive this information when they're ready. And so if you are catching this on the replay, thank you for trusting yourself and knowing when it was time to receive that information. So yeah, we'll talk about our why and our pillars and have a space for any questions that may arise, and then talk about what's going to happen in the future now. So a little bit about me, Andromeda of Earth, as my friends will call me. I am an artist, a business owner, and a storyteller. I'm also an independent Healy World member. And so because of that, I love working with this little device here. Let's see if I can not be so harsh in the light. This is the Healy. It is a portable, wearable microcurrent and frequency device. It is the only device of its kind to have what they call a quantum sensor. And as I was listening to a video from Marcus Schmika, a quantum sensor is simply 2 frequency generating devices. So Healy is like our nervous system, and that is that it is a transceiver. It is a transmitter of frequency. It is also a receiver of frequency. I jumped right to Healy because I just get so passionate about this device. I love it so much. I've been working with energy transformation since 2013, but if you rewind it back, I started working in transformation in 2006 as an occupational therapist. So I worked in the professional healthcare field and realm for 8 years. It only took about 4 for me to start plotting my exit. And right now, my main thing is creating our baby of rockets and robots, a science fiction storytelling collective, using the beauty of oral tradition and our voice to gently shape our worldly culture to a place that we can hand up to our children. We're not handing down anything to our children. We're handing it up to them by making a world that is so beautiful through storytelling. Miss Elisabeth, I would love to hear a little bit about you, darling.
Great. I'm Elisabeth. I am a mom of 3 and a writer, and I coach women in life transitions, usually starting around the childbearing years. I was a doula for many years and a postpartum doula, and now working with women beyond the childbearing years because we just continue to grow. And I came to Healy really just strictly from intuition. I have always been someone that's pretty wary of technology. Like, we turn our Wi-Fi off at night, and I keep my Bluetooth off if my phone's in my pocket. I've just like been pretty wary of it. But then as I kept hearing about it, something just felt right instinctively. And so much of my work as a mother and a coach and a doula is about honoring our instincts. And so you got to practice what you preach, right? And I have always been, my history is in yoga, and so I've been a very body-centered person. And that's my dog barking if you hear him in the background. But using it, within the first 24 hours after having like an instinctive body hit that this was right for me, and then using it and feeling something that felt very heady, like frequency therapy, and not fully understanding that, but then feeling it actually in my body and integrating what might be called stress or like different thought patterns, and like resolving those and feeling a bodily change from that. I just love it so much. It's like silly how much I really love it. So now weaving that in to all of the work that I do.
You're such a talented writer. I love reading your posts. Your posts are so great. Your stories are just compelling. So
Thank you. That's
just
so
have to say it.
kind. I
It's
just say that I have to write, like, since I was a little child, it's like, it just has to come out or it will just burn me up.
Miss Kate, would you like to introduce yourself? Say hi.
Hi. Gosh, you guys are just both so incredible. I'm a recovering scientist, high school teacher, mermaid of chaos. Yeah. I was a marine biologist and then a high school science teacher, many things in between, and along with a very patchy health history and a love of physics. I'm always looking for the next thing that bridges the gap or shortens the distance between where you are and where you want to be. And I've just found out in the last year that I have ADHD, which really makes a lot of sense and explains why, even though I know that yoga is so good for me and I'm a yoga teacher and I do Reiki, it is just really freaking hard for me to, once I'm on my mat, I'm fine, but getting there's a little tough sometimes. And so I was really excited about Healy, number one, because it's like quantum physics nerddom to the max. And it fits so beautifully into energy work and even like nutrition. When you think about your food, and you guys were talking about earlier, like you can run a program on anything. It's so beautiful. And the first time I had a scan done and then received resonance, I would like it dropped me into my body in a way that I really struggle. So it lights me up, and I just think that everyone should have one. That's really what
Everybody will at one point. It will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad to have you here, Kate. From the moment that Miss Sweet Annie introduced us, I've been so excited to get to know you. Your heart is amazing. I love listening to you speak in your stories. You have such beautiful heart to hearts. It's just like we're hanging out. Like I don't feel like I miss you at all geographically because we get to be right next to each other. That's the way that you share so authentically, and that's so beautiful. So thank you for showing up in our community.
Thank you for being so welcoming and just inviting me to everything. A friend of mine wrote a really sweet message to me earlier, and she might join us or catch the replay. I know she was a little busy tonight, but I had just a total drop in when I was talking to her of, I think that we're all in some way scared little kids that puts everyone else up on pedestals, which disempowers us. And if we could just pause, take a breath together, and then realize that actually we could just run around in the playground of life together instead. Like if we just stopped being so petrified of each other,
Yes.
it would just
Yes.
be fun.
Exactly. And Kate's in Sonic Bloom too, Elisabeth. That's why we've created Sonic Bloom, is like I was telling Elisabeth, and something Kimberly and I were talking about last night, is that it's a safe space for us to play creatively, recreationally, even with our business pursuits and our endeavors, and a place where we can be in front of people, but maybe not every person, kind of like test the waters as well as receive honest, genuine feedback. Yeah. So anyway, we are all here because of Healy, which was created in 2019 after 2 years of Marcus, Shmika, and Nuno Nina working together. They worked, like I said, for 2 years before even discussing business whatsoever. And that to me says so much, because it was about altruism. It was about wanting frequency to be available for every single home. Time Waiver is an expensive device that it requires a lot of training to be able to use to make custom programs and such. And this takes away a lot of that training by making the programs for us. And so this underlying vibration of coming together in collaboration, regardless of money, is a culture and a tradition that I believe is continued on to this day. Kimberly and I are building together, and yet we have no financial gain whatsoever by when I do work, she benefits, but she doesn't necessarily get the money for it. Besides, she has access to my creative pursuits because I share it with her willingly. And so we benefit by staying in our own creative genius. And that is what Marcus and Nuno Nina did. I have this beautiful little video here of Adahia, who is in Australia, talking to us about what Healy is. So one of the beautiful things about this company is that we do what we can to create leverage through our business model. I don't have to do all this explaining because Adahia has already done it. Oh, let's see. I'll go back and play the video here. Hopefully. Well, that's not one to play. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen, folks, and play this video from my phone. I love technology. It's so fantastic. Okay.
And what it is doing is that it is scanning and analyzing the physical, the emotional, and the mental. It is communicating directly with that space, directly with your DNA, directly speaking directly in the language of frequency, picking up exactly where your field is out of resonance. And then it is delivering exactly the energy, the frequency, the vibration that is required by you in any given moment. Literally, it's doing it every 10 seconds when you're running a program, and it is giving you that energy back into your bioenergetic field so that your body, so that your beautiful, amazing, intelligent cells can bring themselves back into balance. And the beautiful, which is amazing, just take a moment to pause how incredible that is. I know that blew my mind the first time. Although I knew it was possible, I had been dreaming of this since like 2014, a device like this. And so when I saw that this did this, it really resonated with me, and it really made sense, because I was like, of course we can do that. And essentially I see us as our own Healys, and I don't see Healy as replacing our innate intelligence. It's an enhancer and an amplifier and an optimizer of our own intelligence, and a way for us to bring ourselves back into connection with ourselves. Just so you know what Healy looks like, this is what Healy looks like, and this is what it looks like on your screen. Within every single Healy, there is 144 gold frequencies. Healy has patented over 10 million frequencies. There is literally a frequency for everything. And this morning I was running a thyroid frequency. Last night I was running the Fountain of Youth frequency. The thing that makes Healy really different and unique to any other device or frequency on the market, not that there are many, is that it has this incredible piece of technology called the quantum sensor. This is literally what is like having, could you imagine having a friend in your, that was with you all the time, that always saw you in your absolute highest expression? This is your blueprint. This is who you came here to be. This is your purpose. This is your highest health blueprint. This is your highest emotional blueprint. This is your highest mental blueprint. That is the capacity that Healy has. Through the information field, it is gathering that information, and it will show you, and it will choose programs and give you information based around where the energy is stuck in your information field, in your own information field, and it will enable you to move that energy through. There really is a frequency for everything, like hair, skin, learning, concentration, focus. For me, in the beginning, a lot of it was around stress and anxiety and sleep and adrenals. And that was pretty consistent for a month or two. And now it's kind of moved into like a whole spectrum of play, really, with my body and my capacity. So Healy works on all aspects of the human body. It speaks with the language of frequency, which is a language that communicates through all barriers, through the barrier of, how does our physical actually communicate with our mental? The mental is a different language to the emotional. And so, when you feel like you have split energy, oh, I really like my heart and my head, they're not together. That is when you're not in coherence. And the purpose of Healy is to create coherence, so that all of these parts of who you are that make you up, that speak different languages, different energy, different frequency, are communicating. And it is frequency that is the language that does that. And when you have coherence, that is when you're in high performance. That is when you're making powerful decisions. That is when you're deeply connected to your heart, to your purpose. That is when you can see your emotions arising, and instead of reacting, you can pull them back and be like, well, okay, yeah, cool, I can see that. It's like coherence is that space where you can actually have the space to
Yes, one of my favorite programs, Coherence. Let's see, I'm going to switch back. Hey Z. So happy to see you. So out of here, talking about the Healy, there's so many ways to talk about it because there's so many things that it can do. Yeah.
I love what she said about coherence, though, and kind of when our mind knows, when our mind feels pulled in one way and our heart feels pulled in another way and our body feels pulled in another way. And then we have like culture and society and maybe like somebody else's energy, because a lot of us that are drawn to this type of thing are also very sensitive to other people's energy. And Kate, like you mentioned, like people with different neurotypes are a lot of times super sensitive to other people's energy. So we have all these like fragmentations, and the goal of it isn't to further fragment us by like only focusing on peace, love, and light, or like something like that, but it's like to bring us into a steady current of our original essence.
Yes, back to ourselves. Healy's not doing the healing. It's
Yeah.
only the interface just to bring us the awareness what's going on. Okay, back to this. So the HealAdvisor Analyse 1 and 2 app. So Burkhart Heim says, put simply, the information field is the link between mind and matter. Everything we do, think, and feel, all of our mental matters and topics are stored in this information field. And that's what the Analyze app helps us to do, is be the interface between the quantum informational field. So we have the aura scan, the coach, and the resonance. When I start working with people, I usually start with the resonance. I like to go personally. I love going into the Alaskan gem elixirs and the Schussler salts and courage myself, the I Ching. And what this module does is pick out the programs that are most relevant to the harmonization of our bioenergetic fields to be most like our original blueprint design. So there are Healy programs, and then there are Mag Healy programs, and then there are the first category that I talked about with the gem elixirs and the Schussler salts, and it's kind of like a little alternative grouping there. Then we have, oh, thank you, Elisabeth. The coach module. That one is the reason that I bought the Healy, because when I understood what we do with the coaching module, I thought to myself, oh, this is a perfect timeline jumping integration tool. So first we do the meditation, we do the timeline jump, we receive the messages within our body ourselves first. And then I do a scan and analysis and a coaching analysis to align us with the trajectory of receiving the available upgrades and integration with ease. And so it just helps us to be able to make the evolutionary transmutation, by having the analysis to help us look at the blocks to see what is in our way to creating the reality that we want. So with how I do it with my meditation, we look at the blocks to see what's stopping us from the integration of the available energies. It's like we can see all the beautifulness that we want to create, right? But then we actually have to integrate it into our body. And I consciously chose the word reintegration as my community to remind us that we are already integrated. That is our original state, is integration. Yet when we go out and we step out and we bump up against other people and we have societal expectations, we become, disintegrated. right? And so then we have the beautiful journey of becoming reintegrated once again. And that's what I'm here for. Lastly, in the Analyze app, we have the aura scan. And this is not the bioluminescent aura that we do have, not the light, yet it is the sound, actually. It is the way that our chakras are interfacing with the infinite quantum field. So how active or inactive they are. This works on vibrating noise. It's just a noise generator and a noise receiver. It's sound. Okay. So having our auras at, whatever capacity they need to be, right? We're not here forcing anything, just harmonization. We wouldn't want 100%, 100%, 100%, because too much light on the subject, you'll burn up. Okay. It's okay to be awake. It's okay to be asleep. Both are very important. So this is a little example of the different programs that are in these different modules. Would anybody like to receive first? Anybody like, ooh, I want a program. I want to see what's going on.
You can always guinea pig on me.
I don't think I have you in here. I don't think I do. I think you received from Sweet Annie. Is that correct?
Correct. You've never
Okay.
done mine.
Okay, so this is beautiful because now I can show everybody how we add someone as a client. So what I'm going to do now is make my phone a host so that I can screen share. Beautiful. Oh, featuring my favorite print from P, Let Yourself Be Exiled. It says on the bottom, show yourself, you'll have your own back regardless. I love that. I'm going to be investing in that very soon. That print from P the Fairy, that is the woman who taught Kimberly and I the timeline jumping structure, which then we have created our own offerings from that. Okay, I'm going to Instagram because I want a picture, darling.
There's plenty to pick from.
Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. There we go. Oh, you're so pretty. I love that witchy look. Oh, let's see. Ooh. Nope. Want a picture. That'll be easier. Ooh. Oh. Which one you want, darling?
Whatever you want to pick.
You have videos.
Yeah, it's mostly reels, truthfully.
Yeah, it's all good. Ooh.
Beautiful.
Bam.
Nailed it.
I think I got it. Yeah, there she is. Okay. So now I'm going into the HealAdvisor Analyse. This is the 2 app. And I'm going to go into clients and then I'm going to go to the plus. So these are all the different kinds of like categories of clients we can have. You can have people, animals, plants, organizations, buildings, vehicles, groups, and other. I've used other to isolate my left upper eyelid or my right big toe or my womb. Those are all fun things. So Miss Kate is a beautiful person. put her photo in here. And I do the photo, the aura analysis likes to have a photo. It won't do an aura analysis without a photo for some reason. Okay, now in here on the bottom, it says, please inform your client that their data is stored encrypted in the HealAdvisor cloud. Is that okay with you, Kate?
Yeah.
Okay. If by chance you folks have a person that's not okay with that, it's totally fine. You just need to exit out of the Analyze 2 app and go to the first Analyze app. And then when it comes to the part where they say, you know, ask if it's okay for your information to be stored, you can select no. And just know that you have to go back to that device that you've worked on with that person. Versus with Kate, I'm going to be able to do it on my spare phone. But then later on, when I go run this program that I'm running with her tomorrow, I can do it from my regular phone when I'm running around with my boys, no problem, because it's stored in the cloud. Nobody has that information except me having access to it in another device. So we're okay there. You're in that direction. I'm just saying that for my own thing, because I like to connect with the people that I'm connecting my Healy with you with. Okay, it's a device, but it's more than just a device. There becomes a bit of a relationship with it. And so it's like I'm right now being like, hey Healy, we're gonna be like checking out my friend Kate and be like playing with Kate. So, you know, I personally love doing Reiki symbols and just being here with you, Kate, right now, because we're gonna record your vibration. It's gonna connect with Bluetooth. It's the lowest end of the spectrum of Bluetooth frequency emissions. Here we are. Now there's tons of other information that you can put in. It's just not necessary. It's not required. Healy knows. What sounds fun?
What sounds fun? I actually haven't had resonance done.
Ooh,
I've only had the aura scan done.
okay. We have these really fun ones here. The Alaskan gem elixirs. So which crystals, what frequencies of what crystals would be relevant to harmonizing your frequency. Also, the Schussler salts are mind-blowing. If you can handle an aura scan, you can probably handle the Schussler salts, because that scan tends to kind of like hit a little bit deeper. What it does is analyzes the frequency of the minerals inside of your body and your cells. And it also has mantras and specific tissues that it vibrates these frequencies out to. The Bach flower remedies are like homeopathy, and those ones tend to also be a little bit more of the hard-hitting one. I Ching is more like receiving omens or sacred symbols. So I would think about a specific, I don't know, about problem or issue or storyline that you're working on, and to receive the information that is best to be received in regards to that situation. You can kind of get a symbolic storytelling is what I receive when I work with the I Ching. And then courage is something I like to do every day. Like, where can I stand to be more courageous? And then receiving the frequency of courage. Up to you, darling.
Man, they're all awesome. You also like explain them in such a lovely way. I am feeling so pulled to the gem elixirs though. inner
Here we
7-year-old.
go. Yeah, let's let that inner 7-year-old come to play. Healy is now scanning your bioenergetic field. That's what you see with the blue lines. I wanted to ask, do you want to go through this here, or do you want to go through this yourself?
I am totally good with whatever serves our community best in this moment. So if you
Okay.
want to flip through this, I'm so good
Okay.
with that.
Because I realized, that sometimes maybe not people don't want to have this information shared everywhere. And so I would be totally fine. Like maybe it would best serve when I'm when we're scanning you or before we do the scanning, to ask the question, do you want this information private? Because then I can stop the sharing, right? Or is it okay? So for the record, I apologize for asking after the fact, and you're always willing to change your mind and say, actually, no, thank you. Will you please stop screen sharing? Consent is really important.
If we had done the aura scan, I would have been like, we can stop recording. But
For sure, absolutely. And so what's really cool is I can create a PDF and send it to you, which I'm actually just going to do that now anyway, because we can do that and it's so easy. What's your email address?
it is rewilding.wizard@gmail.com.
Beautiful name. Okay, so that's going to be in your email address for you to relook at when
Awesome.
is necessary. Yeah. So 61% relevant for Montana rhodochrosite to be in your field. Strengthens and stabilizes the fourth chakra, clears confusion and chaos from the heart, clarifies intent, and promotes courageous heart-centered action. Then rose quartz, more for the heart, babe. Opens, soothes, and calms the heart, helps us to connect and nurture our inner child, harmonizes the force of the heart, helping us to stay connected to ourselves and others. Jadeite, jade, a vibration of peace, balance, and timeless simplicity, helps us stay centered in the moment with an awareness and acceptance of our true essence. Sugarlight brings depth and physical richness to the spiritual life, helps us to physically manifest a warmer, more feminine quality of spirituality, promotes easy acceptance of the spiritual realm. And Herkimer Diamond, a highly developed transmitter of white light, promotes clarity of vision, stimulates healing on all levels, facilitates clarity during the dream state, and helps us fine-tune and focus the activities of the sixth chakra.
Now I know what jewelry to put on tomorrow.
I was going to ask, do you have any of these crystals in your collection?
I have rose quartz, sugilite, and Herkimer diamonds.
Yeah. You have jade.
I do have jade. I don't know about jadeite jade.
So what I'm assuming that is the green part, like sometimes jade can be white jade too, and that has a different name.
There's
so many different kinds, right?
Jades. I'll look it up. I very well might have it.
Yeah. May I vibrate these frequencies up to you?
Please.
Yeah. It's going to connect again. Now the red lines that you're seeing on the bottom along with the blue, the red signify the frequencies going from the Healy to you versus the blue is going from you to the Healy. One of the benefits, I'm doing benefits in air quotes, of the Analyze 2 app is that while you are receiving these vibrations, oftentimes you are able to swipe up and like go check your mail or do a text message or something. You do not have to be on that screen. At the same time, I've noticed that that does not always work. And when it doesn't work, it means that you actually do need to be attending to what it is you're receiving energetically. The ideas is the awareness, and the ideals, so the feminine ideals are the vibrations, and the masculine ideas are the information. And so we marry them together. I feel like it gives us a very whole package. The awareness is key. So it's like, it very much, lays to bed the concept of, oh, can I just make anybody a client and just give anybody frequency, anybody I want? And while it's like, yeah, you could, at the same time, it's not ethical necessarily, and nor would it necessarily be even effective if the person doesn't know that the information is available to them. How could they be able to reflect upon it? You can put it right in front of them, but if they don't see it, how do they understand? And you could actually be doing more harm by giving them more information than what they have asked for in conscious awareness. And so I believe that one of the reasons that Healy comes to who it comes to when it comes to them is because we are just now becoming evolutionarily responsible enough to be able to have so much power available, channeled through, and put out. I would never do a scan on someone unless they explicitly asked. And so, yeah, little PSA out there for anybody listening. Any questions, concerns, comments from you, Kate?
It's funny because it's with crystals, but I could like viscerally feel it down part of like my gallbladder meridian, which is a constant thing for me. I don't know, despite being what I thought was a pretty chill kid growing up, I apparently have a lot of latent anger. I've learned as an adult, and I could feel it like clearing is the only way I could describe it, down my left side and in my low back, which was wild. Yeah.
So I've had a bit of life experience to create a reason to learn about the gallbladder. I've heard in traditional Chinese medicine that the gallbladder is, oh no, this is spleen. I'm gonna stop. I learned about the spleen. Maybe this is the message was to look that up.
Yeah.
traditional Chinese medicine, look up what the gallbladder is. If that's what's going on for you, there may be more messages for you with that.
It's I've been going to the same acupuncturist for the last 9 years on and off, and it's always my darn gallbladder meridian.
She knows.
Yeah, but it's really super fun to look at it through the lens of the gem elixirs, because when my health fell to pieces, which is a story for another time, and I just started looking for anything else and other things, crystals were like where my spiritual journey started, crystals and singing bowls. So it's just super fun to be on that eternal spiral and return to that energy in this way.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yes.
like, best medicine, and Healy gets that. So
Yeah. Yes. So perfect. You know, who didn't talk to rocks when they were kids? Right, we all did that. Then it just makes all the sense. Anybody else would like to receive a scan?
Me, I would.
Yeah, Z. I think I've got you. I do have your beautiful face. I remember. I was so excited to see this beautiful picture that you took and shared with me. Miss Z and I have been friends for a while before my eldest was conceived. We found each other on the internet and I love her. What sounds fun? Aura coach resonance. Oh, you're muted, darling. There we
Sorry,
go.
I'm traversing through the
Yeah.
torture, trying to plug in this tablet. I would like to do I Ching if that's possible.
Yeah.
Thinking about it since the last time, I'm like, darn, I should have done that, but I'm glad
Here
that
we
I
are.
and stuff.
Okay. We're going to start the analysis. Stacy, would you like me to stop sharing? Would you like to have this information private? Is it okay if we have the symbols out?
A-okay.
It's A-okay. What's
yeah,
really
I will,
cool.
I
Go
was gonna say
ahead.
I'll jump in if like I'm like, oh wait.
Yeah. What's really beautiful is that even when we're doing like an aura analysis, nobody understands why the statements sort of sting a little bit. We understand the backstory. Okay. Ooh, 58, the joy. Desired state description symbolizes serenity and indicates a time of openness to the external. Oh man. Oh, the community. It's number 13. Oh, that's so perfect. Symbolizes a time of community and success through unity. Oh gosh, yeah. And then you have the joy, enthusiasm. Symbolizes enthusiasm and awakening. It suggests that a period of activity and positivity is coming. Wow, girl, it's just getting better and better. This story here is epic. The large property symbolizes success and progress. It's a symbolic for a dynamic time and external orientation. Yeah, you're like out here. Yeah, and the resolution symbolizes resolution and indicates a time of this resolution of tension and obstacle.
Well, come on through, community. I'm here, my people. We're
Here
so,
we are.
and you've been with me through a lot of stuff. So, like, you know, you're sharing this joy with me right now. And I'm like, yes, yes, confirmation. Let's go.
Totally. Oh, I'm so happy. This is so beautiful. Would you like to receive the frequencies?
Absolutely. Hit me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're gonna receive into the body the joy, the community, the enthusiasm. You, darling Z, were the first person I wanted to share this device with. You really were. And the first person that I felt safe enough to like actually talk and share, and like after I wrap my brain around what is this device, you were a person I could talk to about it. Yeah.
That means like the world to me. But also, it's interesting because I was so not in a place to receive it yet. Yes, love.
Can we buy some big dollies?
Go ask your dad.
No,
Go ask your dad.
no, shut dolly.
Okay.
That's Miss Naima.
Lady Diva and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is
Yes.
Can we work-
She's my
4?
magical fairy baby. Almost 4.
Almost 4.
There's her
Yes.
appearance. I was waiting
Hi,
for it.
darling.
She's like, people love me. She loves to jump in. But yeah,
We
I was
sure
not
do.
I was not in the place to receive any of the healing information. And I think that I actually kind of pushed back a little bit. And I'm so glad that you kind of brought it back. Like, okay, you're ready. Because
Yeah, it was absolutely. And that's the thing, is that this device isn't going anywhere, but people have to be open to it on their own. I've actually had a friend who I was telling about the device, and they said, "Oh yeah, that sounds like the thing that my friend told me about. He scanned me while I was pregnant and told me that my baby was going to have kidney problems," which is so unethical. And now this person who could actually benefit from this device, from the physical benefits, also the financial benefits, and yada, 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 is completely turned off by the device because of a person's unethical, like, forcing of the information, and so this is just like anything that it's important to know when to speak and when to listen. Anybody open to receiving something from the coach or an aura scan? Happy to do one myself if.
did we do an aura scan last time? I don't remember, but I'm open. I just don't know if I want everybody to see.
Yeah, yes. I can't remember if we did or not. There are 2 phases of the analysis. There's one that shows like the percentage of like how active or inactive you are. And then there is the deeper analysis where it goes into the chakras and harmonizes those chakras even more. Yeah. So I am so willing to do an aura for you and not have it on the screen share and just send it to your email if that is something that you would like to receive and do. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So I'm going to stop screen share. We're all just hanging out. And I'm going to go in here. Clients. This beautiful Z aura. We're going to do a new aura analysis. And right now, scanning your system. Okay. I'm exporting the PDF. Thank you for having the courage to raise your hand and also speak up for yourself and say, but I really don't want anybody to see. That is perfect. Thank you so much. That's showing that you are taking care of yourself, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. So your Gmail, is that where you want it? Okay. And that is sent. Now, I'm going to go in further and do the further analysis. It's connecting again. Because I went into the email, it disconnected from the Bluetooth. Okay, now we're doing a further analysis into your heart chakra, your solar plexus, and your root chakra. Okay. We have another PDF I'm sending your way to your email. And that is sent. Now, this program isn't going anywhere. This program's in my Healy. And Stacy Z gets to look at the analysis through her mail. And then when she is ready for the vibration, I will send it. I can go do something else. I can come back. Go ahead and send it. She says, go ahead and send it. Okay. So I think it's so important, to have that consent explicitly. And also, like, we can go in and change any of these entries. Let's say we like God's pronouns to be feminine instead of masculine. We can do that type of thing. Z is so connected to her intuition that when, like, if it's good, it's good. And she knows. So we're good.
My theme is I trust, and that's what I'm leaning into. It's like I trust and I am. So I'm like, go for it. We don't need to change anything. Healy knows, the universe knows. I trust.
Yeah, that's perfect, darling. That's the best kind of attitude to have with this. It's like magic, you're either, or like pregnancy, you're either pregnant or you're not. You're either all in with your magic or you're not. So we're vibrating right now. I love how the duration for 1 minute and 20 seconds, it's in alignment with the Fibonacci sequence so that the vibrations go into the infinite quantum field by tapping into that spiral geometry. Oh, it's so yummy. We are 3D beings who move through time, the 4th dimension. So in order to get to the 5th and the 6th dimension, which is where the infinite quantum field is, we have to move through time to get there. Okay. Let's see. So I'll move a little bit forward with this, with the community foundation. So the reason that I'm working with Healy is because I wanted to learn how to do business. I wanted to support rockets and robots. And because of Healy, I am now supporting small business owners. So meaning that your company has a low number of employees. That's the small, right? It's just not many people inside of it. So to support small business owners to have massively successful ventures, despite little to no formal business training. So we are here learning by doing. the things that I stand proudly upon, my pillars, are free will. Okay, that's first and foremost. I believe that the earth, the archetype of the earth, is the fool, the one who leaps. And so it's important that we all have free will to move upon this earth. And so there's the second pillar, movement. We never stay the same in movement, whether it be emotional, physical, mental, dance, vibration, whatever it is. I feel like that is most holy. Speaking of holy, I believe that everything is sacred. So just like everything moves, everything is sacred. And so seeing everybody as my guru, every moment having an omen inside of it, that means I get to be a beautiful student of life, right? And also get to see life as my biggest masterpiece, my magnum opus. This is the way that I move through life, is that it is a big canvas that we all get to play upon. And these pillars, are how I move within my business, and is also so much in alignment with the grander community that we have with Healy. Our pillars in that community are frequency, wealth, and connection. Wealth is essentially health, is essentially freedom. All those things are all intertwined. I know Miss Elisabeth also feels very strongly about why she is here in this community as well. Darlin, I would love to hear about your pillars as well.
Oh, I just want to say first, you speak so eloquently about what brought you here and what you stand for. I mean, it's just, I felt like I felt the frequency of your words when you were just speaking about seeing every person and every moment as divine. And I'm right there with you. Interestingly, I feel like we have some similar pillars. I think of one of my main pillars is freedom. And underneath that is lots of different things. But freedom for, like Sarah Bliss talks about, like, if I was so free that I didn't have to make choices based on whether or not I could afford something, and therefore just got to make my choices on, is this true for me or is this not? Like, is this a yes or is this a no? Do I trust myself here? Like that's my ultimate desire for myself and for everybody, because I think about, like, what would our world look like if we were all operating from that place? I earlier this summer read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is like a very kind of masculine, and it's a different look at money, but I totally recommend it. Like, I learned so much. And one of the things that Robert Kiyosaki said in that book was, money isn't the root of all evil, lack of money is. And that just like blew up the worldview that I think we've all kind of been fed about what money is, and how most of like the pain and suffering and abuse comes from actually like scarcity and fear, and not from being being able to make choices from freedom. So that's like one of the things underneath freedom, of course, is then wealth folds into that, and choices, like all of our choices fold into that, and health folds into that, because how free are we to secure our health, and how we feel in our bodies is going to impact every other aspect of our day and our life. And then kind of the other second pillar that I hold is empowered intuition. So not just knowing what the right thing for us to do is, but also feeling empowered to then line up our actions with that. Like trust yourself. Like what you said, Z, of like, I trust and I am, like having the motor to move and the courage to move from, okay, I know, because I really do believe most of us, we know what's right for us, what's right for our kid, what is our right birthing choice, what's our right relationship choice, our right work choice. But like that, it requires a lot of courage and it's just so much trust in the universe, and it requires freedom to be able to take that empowered step along our intuition and support of, our monetary systems and our family systems to be able to take those steps. Yeah. And I just feel like Healy, I can stand on those pillars and be a part of Healy, and Healy amplifies my connection to what I want to stand for in this life, and also then what I want to create in this life, because it's really about like sharing, whether that's through our words or like through our eye contact, or through actually sharing like the business skills that are learned, or sharing a scan with your friend or people that you love, or just sharing who you are throughout your day.
Yeah, learning, oh my God, learning to share ourselves, our own authentic vibration without all the masks and, yeah, all the other reverberations of other people's voices inside of us, just so much. And like, I love what you're talking about is so in alignment with the people that are the original creators. For example, Christian, I think it's Helper, the money behind the business, right? Speaking about Aquarian age models, and that why should opportunity be reserved only for certain people? No, no, no. This billionaire, this conscious billionaire meets Marcus Schmika in an astrology conference. Oh my gosh, like this is where the new paradigm of business is created up in space. Aquarian. Ugh, so cool. Any questions from anybody about the stuff that we've talked about or shared on?
I don't really have a question, more like a testimonial, I
Ooh,
guess.
cool. Yeah, for sure.
It's a little, I'm divulging a little into like the private life, but I did the resonance with you a few weeks ago. And one of the things that, we did do the aura resonance. I'm thinking about it now because my crown was basically non-existent as an individual because it was so linked to my dad. And I think that because I was able to kind of see that, you're talking about like things that we didn't realize sting until we're like reading it, and it's like, ew. I don't appreciate that, but seeing it that way really made me take a step back. And I actually ended up having a conversation with my dad in which I really asserted that boundary of individuality. I think that having that interaction with you through Healy opened a door that like I otherwise would not have been in a place to receive. But because that little door opened, it kind of has spurred like how many other things can I look at, like stare it dead in the face and face it head on and say, you know what, like this is something that I want to overcome. So financial insecurity, I want to overcome it. I don't know who I am outside of the expectations and the mask of my father. Let me remove that so that I can be myself. having the device is that open door and that permission to say, hell yes, go for it. So I think that's really cool about Healy. Not a question,
But
really just
perfect.
putting that out there. It's really cool.
Well, what I loved about the way that you took the information is that you didn't just receive the information, that's it. You actually did something about it. You did a ritual. You had a conversation. You did something with the information. And that's the co-creative like power and the creative vital power
Yeah.
that we have.
Oh man, you're talking about ritual. Like I did a cord cutting, and I mean within seconds of me completing that cord cutting, my dad called. You know, like it's extremely, like, if you're willing and ready, it's powerful, but you have to be willing to like face it head on. And I think that's like the importance of like that consent, that you are like, hey, are you ready for this? Because this one goes a little bit deeper, this one might sting a little, you know. So I am 100% chef's kiss. Mwah, I love it.
I love you. Love you so
Love
much.
you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna share host disabled participant screen share. Oh, because I made my phone a host. So I'm gonna go back to participants. And then I'm going to select other me. And I'm gonna make a host. There we go. There we go. So everybody who received a scan today, like reach out in this next week to receive your program again. Okay. It's so lovely to get the one frequency, but it's not like you can go to the gym once and all of a sudden you've got this fantastic body. Having the energetic bath or energetic workout to be like have the reflection in front of you. It's good to give yourself the program multiple times. So Z, Kate, reach out, raise your hand, be like, send me that program next time you're in the Analyze app. Yes, darling.
Well, I just have a question about how often, and I know it varies, like when I play with this for myself, I vary the time length, but about how often do you say you're running an aura scan or a coach? Do you change the time? Do you ever change the time, or do you always do it at the 120? Because you can also change it to like 27 minutes, or you can do like 6 minutes. And I have played around with various timings of this, like, okay, what if I just do 120? Or like, what if I do 6 minutes 3 times a day? Or what if I'm going to run this now for 27 minutes and it's going to be my thing? And I just wanted to hear how you approach that.
Absolutely. May I ask you a question first? Did you have any like feeling or any information come back to you when you did the different times?
Well, I'll say this. When I do the longer time, I cannot swipe out of the app.
Mm-hmm.
Keep running, which feels, or at least right now with the specific thing I'm running in the coaching analysis in the coaching app over the last couple of days, which to me lets me know that's fine. You can run this for longer if you're going to be present, if you can be present with it for that long.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
It's
really good to think to have that sort of like free will.
Right. Because then I can be like, okay, like I can do this 3 times a day. I feel like 6 minutes is a good time that feels right for me often. But also, there've been times that like 120 also feels good too.
Absolutely. So what I have learned and experienced from Healy, they say that if the issue or the problem or the focus is an acute issue, so it has not been around for a long time, that's the minute 20 seconds. If it is a chronic story, problem, whatever, that is the 2 minutes and 40. If you were running programs to, let's say, a large object like a mountain, that's when you would use the 6 minutes, the 12 minutes, and so on.
Okay.
I used to do, so the also it is a deep sort of frequency bath for those longer minutes. It's deep in there. And so if you're doing an aura scan for 6 minutes on someone, they could benefit from support afterwards. It could be really
Yeah. Well, and I could say for my own self, because last night was the first time I did the 27 minutes, and then I did it again today. And I've like been crying for the last 24 hours.
Yeah. And so we can do it. We can do it. And I've done it. And for example, I run scans on my bank account. Maybe my bank account is as big as a mountain, right? And so I run the harmonization for that long. It's play around, see what feels good to you. Absolutely. Yeah. I love how we can do the shorter bursts multiple times throughout the day, like to create a homeopathic kind of protocol, be like homeopathy. You do a pill every couple hours or so, the tablets, and it's multiple pills throughout the day, frequently throughout the day. And when you do homeopathy, the Bach flowers, it's the same type of thing. You do the frequencies, short bursts, multiple times throughout the day when you're like, let's say, healing from a cold or whatever it is, and you're doing the homeopathy vibrations. Yeah. So inviting people to be on my Healy team. This is something I need to change on my presentation. It's no longer frequency focused. Honestly, now I am Sub Rosa is the way that is the name of my team. I gotta change that. And this has been a subtle shift that has begun since July, and working with Miss Annie Dalter, who is my Healy mama. We are going to be starting a 6 week business incubator called 44 Days to Freedom. And the way that a person can enter this business incubator is to purchase your own Healy. The purpose of this is to the business incubator is to launch your business and basically show us a proven way of getting your business out there and sharing your offers and sharing your gift and your why and everything, putting yourself out there. Miss Sarah Bliss is sharing her 10 years experience in network marketing, and we all get to learn from her. And it's amazing. This information, this 44 Days to Freedom, isn't going anywhere. If you join tomorrow, you'll be able to start with us on the 17th. But if you join in December or January, this is going to be available for you to pick up when you are ready. We do not operate in scarcity mindset. We all come to this information in our own time, and I'll be here for you, and Elisabeth will be here for you, and Kate and Z. We will all be here for you when the time is ready. So whomever brought you to this Zoom today, please talk to them about what I'm showing you on the screen right now, the different promotions that we have. Okay. And these I like to share just to just talk about it. Like, selling is not a dirty word. Okay. I've been taking selling to be meaning C-E-L-L. I am selling, okay? I am providing this beautiful technology which can provide energy and tune-ups for our cells, okay? A sale is a S-A-I-L. It's a sale. It brings us places, okay? And it's an opportunity for everybody involved. I've never seen this get a mag Healy Professional for free when you purchase a Healy Professional. That is amazingly epic, okay? If I had the funds that I could devote to this, that is where I would be doing right now, because you get all of the programs, the 10 million frequencies that are available when you do both of these. One of the things that I love about this device is that there are different models, right? And different models have different programs in them. The more money you spend, the more software you get and the more programs you get. But at the same time, what is so epic and amazing about this company is that they have given us, on the gold model, they have given us every, like, of all the gold frequencies is all a person would ever need to be healthy and clear and aligned with their design. Like the bad boys, the big guys, the big guns are the gold frequencies, and we give those on the lowest price models. And that really shows the drive and desire that Healy has to give this medicine, have it, I'm going to say medicine, quotes in air quotes, excuse me, have it be available into the hands of people. But also, when you work in the quantum, in the Blue Dot app, they give every single program is available to you in the Blue Dot app. So I do not have a Healy Professional, but I can give myself programs or frequencies into the quantum field because I have resonance, and I can give myself the resonance frequencies from the Professional edition, which I believe is just so very generous. They didn't have to give me access to every single program. You know, they could have just given me access to the programs that I have on my device, but they just give it to everybody. And so I believe you can add a resonance module to any device. I'm gonna have to check that out. If we have, this is a question, I'm gonna check in the comments, you know, I will post in the comments the answer to this question. Can we have a gold model and then add the resonance module just to that and have access to all of the all of the frequencies in the quantum field?
You can upgrade, like you can upgrade from a gold
Yeah.
to resonance if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like how you can purchase, like right now we have the beauty modules are 50% off,
Right.
and it's a one-time purchase, right? And then like I don't have the beauty modules because they are in the Professional, but I could purchase it right now for 50% off and get it onto my Res Plus. You know, there's upgrade opportunities. So that's what I'm curious about. Can we just put the resonance on the gold?
That's a good
I don't
question.
know. Yeah. Do you know, Kate?
I do not.
Okay. Good questions to ask. I will figure it out and post for everybody. So the other recommended promotion is this 35% off. You can get the Mag Healy for 35% off. Also, we have 35% off of the Resonance Plus and the Healy, or the the Professional edition. You can get both of those editions for 35% off, and then they have free gifts along with that. You can get the coil, which is $250, and it turns the microcurrents into scalar magnetic field waves. It's a Tesla coil that you're purchasing on there. That's what that coil is. And then with the professional, we have access to the animal kit and then 6 months of free of the animal module if you are investing in a professional edition. Plus, both of these, the Healy Res Plus and the professional edition, come with the natural cycle module as well. Sure, that's a little bit about the beautiful promotions that we've got going on, and any questions or concerns, we're all here for you guys. Love you guys so much. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for participating, reaching your hand up and out and your heart out and being here. I love you guys so much.